Another potential crop tree on your property might be one of the several hickories that we have throughout Virginia, and whether it's the Piedmont or the mountains. There are several very common ones. There is Mockernut Hickory, Pignut Hickory, the really cool, interesting, easy to identify shagbark hickory without even seeing it. If you can slide your hand up under the bark, it's probably a shagbark hickory. A squirrel could get its head stuck. This is not one. And then there's also bitternut hickory throughout Virginia as well. And again, depending on your objectives, certainly wildlife is fantastic for choosing the hickories, but most recently so is timber. As marketplaces ebb and flow, hickory was really expensive not too long ago, and still a bit now. But to identify a hickory gets a little tricky. To some of you new to this, they all have a compound leaf. This is one leaf in my hand here. And these little things cleverly are called leaflets. And so the hickories have compound leaves like that. And here's another one laying on the ground right underneath it. That's one leaf again. So when you see these compound or complex leaves, it's highly likely a hickory. It could also be ash, which at this point those are not probably going to be crop trees because they're being devastated by the emerald ash borer. But hickories are still doing very well. Another really good thing to look for on the ground, without hardly even looking here, readily we can pick up old hickory shells, and we know that tree we're standing under is a hickory. Exercise a little caution because squirrels move these around a bit, but they don't tend to move the shells around. They like to move the nut around. And then depending on the year, you might find little half-grown green ones like I just picked up right there that tell you that you got a hickory as well. So the compound leaves and the shells all over the ground. Shagbark hickory bark is really easily to identify, as I described, and the others it gets a little more tough, but you can certainly get it as a hickory.